going on, everybody out there all across the land? Of course, you're tuned into the number one station on the net, Hotline Radio, WHLR1.com. This is the Keith Harris Show, and of course, I am your guy, Keith Harris. I'd like to thank you once again for tuning in for another extraordinary segment of the Keith Harris Show, GN. And now, I would like to introduce this very multi-talented young lady. She is a beast. She's a monster. She's acting. She's jumping out of buildings. She's just doing so much. She's just doing so much. And again, we're extremely honored to have her on the show with us tonight. Without any further ado, I'd like to roll out the red carpet for actress, stunt woman. She also does some directing, commercials, you name it. Lauren Shaw. How you doing, Lauren?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Hey, we're glad to have you. Glad to have you. Look, I'm blown up. Like I talk to a lot of people in the industry all the time, and then I checked. I was checking out your resume, and I'm like, holy cow! You're one tough cookie, Lauren.
I try, but no. But it's I'm just happy every day I get to be on set having fun playing, whether it's stunt work or acting.
Right, I hear that. Just before we get in deep, just to kind of let the listeners out there know, and even for myself, how did you know that this was the route you wanted to take, like to get into the entertainment industry?
Yeah, it's so funny. I think I was pretty predetermined to end up in performing in some variety, but it was definitely a roundabout road to end up where I am today. I joke that my childhood was kind of my training ground for stunt work. I grew up between New Zealand and Alaska, so I grew up with my dad fishing and snowmobiling and skiing and snowboarding outside and riding horses and playing rugby in New Zealand.
Right.
So I think that definitely inspired a lot of what I do on that side of things. But yeah, I think my passion's always just been to share stories. So a roundabout road, but I think that's what led me there.
Wow, I hear that. So, when you first got into it, did you come into the industry with the expectations to really be doing stunts, or were you intending to come in on a more subtle note?
No, it was like I said, it was a roundabout road. I was, high school for me was all about sports. I
Right.
ran cross country, track and field, and played basketball.
Right.
So that was very much my focus at the time, and it's tough really to do theater, as if you're full time in varsity teams as well.
Right.
And I think it was my beginning of senior year in high school. I had this girlfriend who modeled in high school, and she's like, "Come on!" This is in Seattle, and she dragged me down to her modeling agency with me rolling my eyes the whole way. And as it turned out, they ended up signing me. So I started doing commercial work and modeling work while I was in high school.
Wow.
And to be honest, I never really took the modeling side of things that seriously. It was kind of like, okay, it's a job, it's some extra money.
Mm-hmm.
But it was always actually being in front of the camera more so than skills that really did it for me. So yeah, I acted along for the stunt work. Stunt work actually came about because I knew a bunch of the stunt coordinators from working on set as an actress. And then they knew that when I was about 23, I started a drifting company, aka, Fast and Furious Drift. People actually know what it is now.
Right.
And they're like, hang on, Lauren drives. We need a stunt driver. We need a screen driver. She knows her way around set as an actress. So perfect. Let's get her in. And so I started out doing stunts, kind of, no pun intended, fell into it, predominantly for driving. And I've ridden horses my whole life, so then that kind of came about. And then it was just right place, right time in New Zealand, and they needed a lot of female stunt performers. And I was kind of right size and height to double people, and that was kind of the beginning of that sort of second avenue of work.
Yeah, because as a matter of fact, because you're driving pretty fast, like you're ducking the bullets and the whole nine. Could you? Yeah, like that's bananas. Do you ever, when you're doing this? I mean, but I guess you were kind of fearless before you went into it. So I guess when you're on set and you're doing these things, like you're swerving and you're driving really fast, is that the adrenaline rush? Do you always maintain your cool?
Oh, I mean, for sure. Like, do you get scared? Is there adrenaline? 100%. I mean, that's part of it. I think when you've come from sports too, it's that track and field, stepping into the block, getting ready to go. It's the same But I mean, in a way, the more dangerous something potentially is, the more planning goes into it. I mean, in my experience, it's the little things that running through a field where, you know, an actor ends up twisting your ankle or so, you know, an accident actually happens. So, yeah, I mean, there's definite moments for me. You know, a question I often get asked is, you know, what's the scariest stunt you've ever done? And it's funny because what I would say was scariest for me probably wouldn't be the most impressive for someone watching necessarily. It was more like a mental place that I had to get myself to do something that I personally found, you know, intimidating. That was, you know, harder for me.
Right.
Or so, if that makes sense.
Have you ever met that match so far?
Oh, you know what? I have 30-foot high fall in revenge. Not the last season, but the season before, off the boat into the water. Emily gets shot and goes backwards.
Wow.
And, yeah, that was definitely, you know, high falls is something that, you know, I was like, yep, that's me. Beyond that, I'm happy to leave it to girls who, I mean, there's some amazing specialist divers out there who, I mean, that's what they do, 80, 100 feet, and they're just insane and crazy good at what they do.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think anything past that, I'm like, yeah, that's my limit right about there.
Yeah, you know,
sure.
yeah, I was going to say, I guess as long as you can keep your feet on the ground, you got to, you know, you got half of a chance, right? So.
Yeah, well, it's just the trek. I think it was about 6 a.m. in the morning, going backwards in a wedding dress and heels into the San Pedro Harbor on jet. So I was like, yep, okay.
Oh wow! You know, I saw one because when you said falling out of, you know, taking a fall, I saw one where it's like you was falling out of it was in the dark and it seemed like you was falling out of a castle or something like that.
Falling out of where, sorry?
It was like you was falling out of a big building in the dark or something like that.
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
probably. It might have been the shot where I was falling out of the boat in revenge. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that might have been it. But I'm like, holy moly! So you know what? Something else too that okay, now as a matter of fact, talk because we're going to the films in just a second. Because I definitely want to talk about the 1101, but Lucifer is that's a new series. It just came out not that long ago, as a matter of fact, and you're doing some action on there too.
Yeah, it was amazing actually. The stunt coordinator who was also second unit directing that pilot, also did Scorpion, so he brought me over to double. So I doubled actually Lauren German and Annalyn McCord in that one. It's a lot of fun. So in the trailer, you see me Annalyn getting shot, getting raped by bullets on Hollywood Boulevard, which is a bit of fun.
Wow, that's amazing. Now, also, now you know what? To jump to the film side a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, now listen. I'm gonna ask you this because I know how it is when you give too much away. So I know you can't give too much away. So I'm gonna ask you, and I'm gonna give you a little bit of a heads up, Lauren, because I actually Charles Agron, your friend Charles Agron, was on the show the other night. Okay, and we talked about Monday at 11:01. Right, and so you know, so far, I guess the understanding is, you know, you guys. You know, someone takes a trip. I'll say it like that. Someone takes a trip and things start to kind of happen crazy. But give us what you can about a little bit about your version of Monday 1101 and a bit about your character, if you will.
Yeah, you know, it's a really interesting film. I think people are going to enjoy it. It's a genre bender. You know, it's a bit of action, a bit of drama, but I mean, you have to put a label on it. I call it a psychological thriller, but definitely a slow burner. We go away on a nice romantic weekend getaway, and we find this beautiful little town, and strange things start happening. And there's a little bit of kind of parallel universe going on, and I'm kind of caught up in the middle of this all. I'm the ground at the center of it, trying to figure out what the heck is going on, especially with him. It was a lot of fun working with Brianna. I begin on that. She's a blast. Lance Henriksen is just incredible. So, you know, we had a lot of fun in it.
Wow. And things get kind of twisted around and twisted about. Like you guys wake up and some things have changed. You know, yeah, kind of from the night before and stuff like that. So, wow.
Yeah, for sure. Just trying to figure out where exactly we are and what's going on, especially with Charles' character. So.
Yeah. Look, because I know you guys couldn't really talk about that one much. I was trying to squeeze a bit more out of Charles and yourself too. But
No, I mean, I think the fun thing about it, I mean, for me as a storyteller, whether it's coming on and playing in Stunt, I mean, for me, of course, the best thing is that if I'm acting, I'm getting to do a bit of my own action too, and I'm having fun on both fronts. But
right.
It's also I think that even though it's a nice entertaining thriller, you can sit down and watch it. It'll make you think a little bit too. It's and it'll definitely leave you leave you with a few questions.
Yeah, it kind of messes with the psyche, I guess.
For sure.
Okay.
So,
listen, also, and because I correct me if I'm wrong, but I have to ask about this. One Tough Mother, was that you? Were you on that?
It was a bit fun, actually. That was working with Ziploc, and they really, they made a point of wanting to hunt down, working moms. So it was a bit of fun coming and doing that challenge.
Listen.
Candace Spear is obviously headlining that.
Yeah, you know what? We sat back and watched that, and honestly, we were laughing because it was good. It was pretty good. It was well done, and I mean, like, and it was funny. You got to admit, it was funny, Lauren. It was. If you ever watched it yourself, right?
Hey, for sure. And one of the other girls had done track and field too, so we were both getting a little competitive there. But for anyone listening, I mean, you have to go and watch it to understand the context. But those slippery meatballs, after you let olive oil over your hands for 3 beans, trying to get them in that ball was fucking crazy.
Oh, wow. So y'all, okay, because I heard the narration where they were saying what you were doing, so you were really having to do that, like.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they definitely, they had us actually doing the whole challenge and timing it, so it's pretty funny.
Oh, wow. Well, you did all right then. You were handling it. I think one of our favorite parts in that though was when you was driving that cart with the kids in the back and you're eating at the same time.
Trying to open the Ziploc with one mouth, and I was like, the funny thing is when they told me about the concept, I was like, yeah, it's actually not that just similar to the actual fact. Like I have my daughter's 6 now, and I'm rushing to school trying to get her off there and making her lunch and rushing to bed. I'm like, it's pretty accurate.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It seemed exactly like, what a mom would go through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it was, and it was a lot of fun.
Right. Now I want to ask, because this title is interesting. What The Working Dead? What was The Working Dead?
The Working Dead.
Yeah.
The Working Dead was fun. It was a little web series we did, a little comedy. It was actually shot last year. So I think the guys are still in development in terms of what's happening with it. But yeah, that was a year and a half ago we shot that.
Right.
Last year was Monday at 11 and 1 was November, and then I had an amazing time at El Salvador for a month shooting a feature called Relentless, which is due to be released end of this year, which is a story that I'm really passionate about.
Look,
and then I was in Puerto Rico for Crossbones before that. So
yeah, Crossbones. As a matter of fact, you're on Crossbones because listen, I want to get to Relentless because I'm a little upset about something with Relentless, but I in a good way. But how was it working on Crossbones? Because again, that is another amazing program, right?
It was incredible. I mean, to get to play with such an amazing ensemble cast and highlights for me obviously John Malkovich getting to play his craziest trained wife. I mean, I'm happy to claim that I've officially now been killed by John Malkovich. And Julian Sands is amazing too. It was an incredible experience for sure.
Right. Now, I'll call you Holly if I may.
Yes.
off of Relentless. Look, this was my bone that I had to pick with Relentless because I saw the trailer, and first of all, I'm thinking to myself, I love action flicks, so I'm thinking to myself, in high pace, heavy paced, action and drama like that. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, when I saw the trailer, I try to watch a film every night, or we try to watch a film every night. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to look this one up, and it's not out yet.
I know.
Oh.
It's exciting news. You know, it's an independent. It's definitely a passion project for all of us. And it's just actually been acquired by Premier Entertainment Group about a month ago for worldwide distribution. So there's just a little bit of finishing work to be done in it, and they're looking at an October-November release, which is super exciting.
I know.
So you don't have to wait for too much longer.
I'm glad it was only that long, because my heart skipped a beat. My heart skipped a beat when my people told me, "Oh my goodness, they're like, it's not out yet." I go, "What?" You know, because
it's I can't wait for it. I can't wait for people to see it. Out of everything that I've done, it's just a project that's very close to my heart. And you know, I think people are going to sit down and enjoy it for what it is in terms of, like you said, an action drama thriller, but it's also based in true events, and you know, I think that it's an issue that needs awareness raised anyway. I think people think about human trafficking and think, oh, it's something that happens in Eastern Europe or in Thailand, not actually realizing the fact that it's happening in Central America right into the United States, like, at a scary rate every single day. That's what this story is based on.
Yeah, that is a serious issue, as a matter of fact, and I feel like it's good that you all are bringing awareness to that. It's a scary issue, and it's going to be a hard pill for a lot of people to swallow who who kind of don't want to accept that is happening right sort of in your back door. But
100%.
Yeah, but it is, and wow. Listen, for everybody out there listening, Relentless is going to be a big film. It's going to be huge, and you are leading. You're starring in that too.
No. So I feel very blessed to have had the opportunity to be a part of telling the story. And the film has worked the whole time in collaboration with the Abolish Slavery Coalition, which is an incredible not-for-profit, which is not only working to raise awareness about human trafficking, but actually funds task forces that are on the ground breaking up human trafficking rings and rehabilitating victims. So it's an incredible organization, and the first 10 grand actually of money that I make in the film goes to that organization. So.
Right. Were you and you know, everyone, as a matter of fact, we all commend you for being a part of an organization that needs a lot of attention, as a matter of fact, swept under the rug so often. When you guys were filming Relentless, did you work on both sides of the border, or were you just in the U.S.?
We actually, it's funny, we were in El Salvador for months.
Wow.
So the movie, I mean, when people are watching it, we were there for months. So that's what you're seeing. It's not recreated sets. We were literally in the jungle in El Salvador, filming that. So, incredible experience. They were so welcoming. It was the first American feature film that I think has been made there in something like 16 years.
Wow.
And an issue really close to a lot of people's heart, because the gangs that operate now running a lot of these rings there were also a lot of displaced refugees from the Civil War in the 80s that came to LA and then went back. So America's role in this whole situation is it's interesting when you start actually looking into it more. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess it was pretty intense during filming. I mean, I know you all were comfortable and everything was set up good for you, but were there any when you're playing roles like that, sometimes you're a professional at it. You know how to handle it. You know how to draw the line between that and reality. But or I won't say reality, but the screen and off screen.
Sure.
Yeah. How is it? Like sometimes when you finish filming, do you just have to say just exhale or just kind of sigh and take a breath, or?
Yeah, it's really interesting. I have an incredible mentor and teacher here in LA. Her name's Diana Capsule, and she's really, I would credit her with giving me the ability to play freely in those roles. And when I'm in that space with Holly, that truly exists for me. But I'm not substituting my real life. It's not my daughter personally that's been kidnapped when I'm playing that story.
Right.
But it's also very real for me. I mean, the quote that that rings very true to me in a situation Meryl Streep was once asked about a movie that something terrible had happened to her children, and did she use her children in that film? And she said, I haven't, no. But when I go home, I hug them a little tighter at night.
Right.
If that makes sense. So, I mean, I think when you play, it informs your life, and when your life, it informs your play.
Right.
But yeah, no, I mean, it was definitely harrowing. It's very much the film poses the question, how far will any mother go for their daughter? Which, you know, as a mother, it's not a stretch for me to be in that place.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, I definitely needed a few weeks to recover after that one. It was pretty grueling schedule. We were sort of shooting 16, 18-hour nights every single night for months. So.
Yeah. Now, when you because your job is 10. I'm sure it can get strenuous. It can get hard, even physically, because of the stunts and things you do. Do you, other than like staying like mad healthy and exercising all the time, do you have any other like ways that you get ready to go into character, or any things you do, or just woosahs or rituals or anything like that?
Yeah, you know what? I mean, it depends on what level you're asking that question. I mean, typically, if it's I mean, for example, on Relentless last season, Emily, there was an episode where she's training Wing Chun.
Right.
On the wooden dummy, and that's not something that I've actually had a lot of experience doing. So, I went away and specifically trained for that. Rehabilitation, I do a lot of hot yoga to make sure my body's in good condition. Mentally, in terms of acting, preparing for stuff, it's just spending time playing an imaginary world beforehand for me. And then when you're on set, it's when you're playing and it's real, and then there's a healthy separation and step off steps at the same time.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't know if
Okay.
that answered your question. But
It did. Because some people have different things that they do. Like, other people I talk to, obviously you everybody studies their lines, I suppose. You know what I mean? Some people may start I guess it depends on the type of different performers you are too. Because you play you play roles that are you really have to get kind of deep into it. It depends on the character, because like you might have to, when you're playing these riveting roles like that, you might just have to kind of, I don't know, put yourself not in real life, but as character wise, you may have to kind of put yourself in that, okay, I'm angry mode if you're playing angry. I know people who do comic roles or comedian roles, some of them have to tell jokes, just get kind of hyped up before they do it. So that's what I meant by it.
Yeah. No, I think for sure. It's again going back to Diana. It's when you're watching someone on screen and they're moving you and it's inspiring you, it's generally because what they're experiencing is real to them in that moment.
Right.
So for me, I mean, what I would aspire to and want to be able to play is when I'm on set in that space, that it's real for me and it's happening to me, and then hopefully that's conveyed on screen to the people watching it at the end of the process. Yeah,
because I know listen, I know when you get ready to do stunts, you hop in a car and you get ready to drive fast, so you get ready to duck bullets. I know you don't just you might be able to just tiptoe on set, kind of calm before they say roll. But I don't know why. I imagine if it was me, I'd probably have to jog in place for like 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Just to get going. So.
Yeah, I've been really lucky, especially. I mean, I've been in LA 2.5 years now, and worked with incredible coordinators here who are all at the top of their game. When it comes to stunts, I couldn't ask for guys more professional. And I know that anything I do is going to have been designed, and I'm stationed being looked after. So as long as I do my part and hit my marks, and we're good.
Okay, you know what? That's true. That's a bit of a lesson right there for me, because I see what you're saying, because it's true. Like you definitely, with the type of work that you do, you definitely have people, like you say, people that work with you, coordinators and people that kind of, get you where you need to be. So it's a little bit different than, obviously, I guess preparing for that is a little bit different than if you're walking on set to play a speaking role, I suppose.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's really different. And I mean, the thing for me is sharing a story in an acting capacity is what truly moves my heart and soul. But the physical performance aspect I really enjoy too. And occasionally, like in Relentless, you get lucky. I did all my own fights, and obviously driving on that, which is pretty hectic.
Wow.
But it's not very often you get to do that for insurance purposes and other boring stuff like that. So
Right. And you know what? And you know, for all the listeners out there, Lauren, you know, she's in the heavyweight you know, films too. Like, okay, let's take Evil Dead, for instance. Zero Dark 30, Spartacus. You're doing some stunts in these films that are no joke, Lauren.
Yeah.
You know, and
look, I mean, I feel very blessed to have these opportunities along the way, for sure.
yeah.
For sure.
What about this is a new film, 2015. I'm not sure when it's coming out, but and correct me if I'm pronouncing wrong. Is Asomacious, is it?
Astomatos. Astomatos. That's a fun one. I'm super excited. I actually just got off the phone with the director. I'm either starting tomorrow or the next day. So they started filming on Monday.
Oh.
So it's another thriller / horror, and it's the same director that I did with Monday at 11 o'clock.
Right.
So super excited to work with him again because Harvey Lowry is incredible. So yep, it's a thriller, and it's another little twister. It's a pretty decent kick at the end, like the main lead in the film. Yeah, I don't want to give too much away about that one. It's going to be fun, and you should definitely keep an eye out for it. It's one called Greek but without a body.
Okay.
So yeah, there's some interesting play between the real world and the spirit world, shall we say, in this film.
Okay, that sounds like it's going to be good. There's also a good interest in that.
Yeah, you know, I actually get to work with Rena Owen in this film, who I'm incredibly excited to work with. I don't know if you ever saw film Once the Warrior. It's probably one of the more famous New Zealand movies.
Okay.
And she was in that. If you haven't seen it, to everyone, I mean, look it up.
Mm-hmm.
I would preface the fact with it's not representative of all of New Zealand, but it's a certain piece of it for sure. It's a bit of a harrowing film to watch, but she's incredible in it, and she's one of the leads in the film too. So it's a huge honor for me to get to work with her.
Okay, great. Listen, I know how it is for you working so hard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hurry up and get ready to let you go. But before I go, what would be your dream role that you would haven't played yet, or maybe you have played, or getting ready to play? Who could you see yourself?
I would love, and I'm going to manifest a badass western coming my way. I get to shoot guns, ride horses, fight. I don't know, fall in love, have some fun, and do some drama. That would be right up my alley.
There you go. I don't know if you're going to be able to do it. You know, I could definitely see you shooting the guns. And I was going to ask you that too. Could you ever see yourself playing a role where you're just kind of, you know, coming home as the housewife and you just mothering the kids? I know you can do it probably in everyday life, normal life, but you know, on the scene because you're so used to action. But I could definitely see you riding that horse with the 6-shooter.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, it's just fun exploring different dynamics. I mean, we're all big kids, so I mean, how lucky do I actually get to be to slip on these different cloaks and play in these different stories, and I don't know, maybe inspire or move people, along the way.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what? We can definitely see in the future to expect a lot more from Lauren Shaw, doing everything from kicking butt to driving cars off buildings and in the whole 9 yards. Before we go, where can everybody? Well, I know everybody can check out your IMDb page and check out all your works and credentials. Are people able to follow you on Twitter and social medias anywhere? Or?
Yeah, absolutely. Check me out on Twitter and Instagram. I am Lauren Shaw. That's me running both of those sites. So any questions or come follow me and check out what I'm up to. I do my best to keep them pretty well updated. So.
Absolutely. Listen, everybody out there all across the land, you have been listening to the Keith Harris Show with the amazing Lauren Shaw. Listen, get ready for Monday at 11:01, everybody. Also, Relentless. It's going to be off the chain. Also, and listen, congratulations on Criminal Minds and just all these other shows that you've been a part of too as well, Lauren. Kudos on all of that.
Thank you.
No doubt. Listen, everybody, thank you for tuning in tonight. Just in case you tuned in late or missed part of the show, which I always say you should have been here from the beginning, make sure that you can check on the social media sites to catch the full conversation between actress and stunt woman Lauren Shaw and myself, Keith Harris. Lauren, keep doing what you're doing. Any shout outs? Any shout outs to the cast, the crews, the team, anybody? Or?
Yeah, I mean, look, all the stunt fam and stunt coordinators for sure. Thank you for keeping me safe and having my back. Harvey, Monday at 11:01 director, Anna for myself. It's always a pleasure. Diana Castle, who I mentioned, she, if you're an aspiring actor in LA, check her out. She definitely changes people's lives. And Ricky Maslar, a casting director who has actually cast me in the last 3 movies. Just an incredible, incredible lady. I'm very grateful to her. So, yeah. And my wonderful little child, Mia, who is the light of my life.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right. Well, listen, it's been an amazing experience talking to you, Lauren. And listen, you've always got a home here. And once Monday comes out and Relentless comes out, we hope to hear from you again, Lauren.
Yeah, I'd love to chat to you anytime.
All right. You have a wonderful. Well, you're on the West Coast. You on the West Coast?
Yeah, West Coast.
Okay. We have a wonderful evening. I know it's getting evening there, and we'll be talking to you soon, Lauren.
Okay. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Everybody out there all across the land, that was actress and stunt woman Lauren Shaw doing big things. Make sure you check her out on the IMDb page, Facebooks, and Twitter as well. You're listening to the Keith Harris Show right here on Hotline Radio, WHLR1.com, the #1 station on the net. Don't touch that dial.